And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Chris Marty's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The Milo gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins an Auto Club.
Contact there entering turn 1.
Around goes the 9. Oh, he comes back up the track and he gets clobbered. Zion zips it up into the air.
Week number 7 underway for BTDY Racing League. We're coming to the 1.5 mile oval in Kansas. Here tonight for the BTDY Racing League presented by Martin Sports. I'm joined here tonight in the booth by Alec Martinez. And Alec, we've seen a pretty good show so far, but the intermediate tracks, that's where our points leaders really shine thus far. We talked a little bit about Jeff Wright and some other instances. He's got 2 wins under his belt. He's leading the points, and we're going into his wheelhouse. Who do you think has a chance to take it away from him?
Well, Jeff's coming off of that monumental win last week again. We called him the Sonoma King. And he proved us just right last week with the dominating fashion, hitting the pole, leading the most laps. But today it's a whole different story. We know Jeff, he's said it before, he's not too much of a fan of the next gen race cars. And tonight we're racing the next gen race cars here from the heartland, if you so will, the heartland of America, here at Kansas Speedway. And we know these next gen cars have been treated to some amazing racing all year. And I think we're going to be treated to just the same. It's going to be a fun race. But I noticed from what I've seen in practice, this is probably going to be the toughest race to pass. We know the next gen tends to struggle in traffic when getting behind somebody in dirty air. That's going to be where you're going to see guys struggle. And I think today you might see the same. But it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be track position race as we look at our points. Jeff had a 4-point lead over Adam Cabot, and then Yusuf Ghali, who's been the best driver on the mile and a half. He's won both of them, I believe, this season at Vegas and at Chicagoland. So don't count out Yusuf Ghali and maybe getting a 3rd win here tonight. But it's going to be an interesting race. I'm excited. I'm excited to get this going. Let's go to our starting lineup here for tonight's Salo Taro Magic 180 from Kansas Speedway. Keith Mayato gets the pole here in that number 36 VSPEED Chevrolet with a 30.834. Bailey Turner going to be to his outside. Starting 3rd, his best career starting spot. Bradley Wilson of the 51 was fast in Vegas. Maybe can back it up with a good result here tonight. Starting 3rd, and the points leader, Jeff Wright, the defending champion and last week's winner, rolls off 4th. In 5th is Ben Baffert, and to his outside, the Kansas native himself, Eric Hutton. And then in 7th, you got Angelo Ronis, who's had a solid season so far. He'll be rolling off 7th. With the Italian stallion, AJ Stravato, rolling off 8th. And then row number 5 has Chris Samard in the 77 and Dennis Fairclough rolling off in 10th.
11th position is going to belong to Brody Hayes with Ryan Shelton to his outside. Noah Bukowski in the 13th spot. James Loveland will be in 14th. Josiah Vincent, 15th position. Ray Massey in 16th. Joshua Banks in the 35 and 17th. Max Cost in 18th. Rounding out your top 20 here tonight, it's going to be the 28 of Dennis Steele and Brett Baldick in the number 44 and 20th.
At 21st, Nick Starling going to be rolling off 21st. 22nd, Yusuf Ghali. 23rd is going to be Cody Atkins. 24th, the Magic Man, Adam Cabot. Not a good qualifying spot for him in 24th. Caleb Weekly, the rookie, in 25th. Jeremiah Vincent in 26th. Then Dallas Sullivan, Alan Dice, 27th, 28th. And then Robert Gilmore is going to round out the field of 29 cars tonight. Wow, I haven't made that mistake in a while. Bradley, before we get going, who's your pick here tonight?
I mean, for me, it's I think it's going to boil down to who's going to beat Jeff Wright. I mean, with Keith Mayato starting up there on the front row, but I think it's going to take a little bit more than just starting on the pole if you want to beat that 48 car. So I'm going with Jeff Wright here tonight.
All right, I'm going to go with Eric Hutton, the Kansas natives, into the restart zone for the first time tonight. Keith Mayato, Bailey Turner lead us to the green here from the heartland of America. Green flag, and we're underway from the Sailor Turo Magic 180.
Three wide for the lead. And Turner, oh, that was close. I think Turner got it.
Yeah, Bailey Turner leads lap 1 here at Kansas. Track position going to be huge, so you got to get it while you can on the restart. Turner all the way up on the wall. But how about Bradley Wilson clearing them all for the lead? Still 3 wide for third now. Turner gets a shove from right. Turner now underneath. Wilson for the lead. He'll come right up the middle. 3 wide again. Wilson way up the track, almost into the wall. He'll have the momentum from the top lane. Oh,
and right into the wall.
He gets the wall. He gets the wall hard this time. A big save from the 48.
And they're 3 wide again now as they go through the tri-oval. Jeff Wright step up on the outside. Angelo Horonis is going to get to the inside. Look at the multi-groove racing that we're seeing here. The middle's working well.
It's beautiful. I love seeing that. Going to be good for the racing here tonight as Turner goes for the crossover on Wilson again for the lead. Wilson on that outside lane, going to be the lane you want to be in as tires fall off. Wilson going to get the big run off the corner. And how about this? Out of nowhere, Bradley Wilson started third, now leading his second lap of the evening, or actually, excuse me, his first lap of the evening. Turner in second, Mayato in third, Bafford and Wright battling for fourth behind them. On board with Bradley Wilson, the top of now the battle for second. Mayato gets to the outside of Turner, and that outside lane going to be that dominant lane so far here tonight, and it makes me wonder, Jeff Wright made contact with that outside wall. A little bit of damage to the 40. We know these next gens can take a hit, but that was a nice one, and you don't want to bend that oh so precious. Tolik is across the line. Wilson still leads. Then it's Turner and Mayato still in a hard battle for second.
Yeah, when we look at these guys, overall, it's been a great race so far. We've got a handful of drivers that started up to the front that have fallen back. Jeff Wright recovering now back up into the top 3. Right on the back bumper of Bailey Turner and Keith Mayato.
Tell you who's making his way up to the field is Adam Cabot, but man, oh man, is he in a gaggle of race cars in the middle of this pack. Little contact between the birthday boy Joshua Banks and Josiah Vincent. But right here you see Adam Cabot, he is in the middle of this mess. A lot of cars all together. James Loveland in the 02, Dennis Steele on the outside in that 28 car, all over the racetrack. You got a lot of guys using different lanes, but man, oh man, the racing back here is intense, and it is hot and it's heavy here as Cabot goes 3 wide, take 14th and 15th away here now, or 15th and 14th, trying to get 14th. Oh, Steele up in the outside wall.
These guys got to be careful they don't break that toe link hitting that wall like that. They're going to keep brushing the safer barrier. One of these times it is going to break something.
And Yusuf Ghali is also working his way up to the field as Bradley Wilson about a 2-car length lead over the pole sitter Keith Mayato. Mayato top 5.
Oh, wrecking the back there.
Is that Dennis Steele around, I believe? Oh, no. Yeah, no, it's Yusuf Ghali. Yusuf Ghali and Dennis Steele are around. And the 54 car, the guy who's won all the 1.5 races, involved in heavy damage to the right front and possibly will cost him a lap. Dennis Steele also involved a lot of contact, it looked like, from, I believe, Steele getting up into the outside wall. Oh, yeah, he got loose there in front of Cody Atkins. Atkins, the meat of the sandwich. And Ghali and Steele takes a hard shot to the inside wall. Atkins, a hard hit as well. No caution, which I'm amazed by. Definitely should have been one, but no caution. Bent toe link for sure on the 81 car. He's still having to kind of wheel that thing around, but Dennis Steele, heavy damage as well. Again, just amazed that there wasn't a caution.
Yeah, all off the racing surface. Apparently, iRacing deemed it that it wasn't going to come back on the track, and these guys are going to stay green. Going on lap number 9 out of 120 here tonight for the Sailor Terror Magic 180. Leading the vast majority of laps so far. You like that? The 51 of Bradley Wilson, though. He looks really good on it, doesn't he?
He does. He'll be looking for his first career BTDY Racing Series win, although he is going to have to earn it because look at the big names he's got behind him. Keith Mayato, a veteran in this series, and the pole sitter here for tonight as well, Bailey Turner, who's been the runner-up in the past 2 championship races, and then, of course, the defending champion, Jeff Wright, in 4th. And how about behind them in 5th? Noah Mikulski has worked his way into the top 5. A good run for the 03 car as well. AJ Stravato and the rookie Ryan Shelton running in 7th. Then Hayes Bafford are going at it. Joshua Banks, and how about Adam Cabot on the charge from 24th to 12th already.
A little bit of side-by-side back here. The 23 of Bafford looking on the inside. Almost 3 wide again with Cabot in the middle. He peeks the nose but doesn't take it.
Love seeing this multi-groove enough. Seeing guys on the top, seeing guys on the bottom. Always makes you love when you come to Kansas Speedway, one of the best racetracks on the NASCAR schedule for the next-gen race cars. We've seen almost classic races all time around. I know in real life, Toyotas dominate with Reddick, Wallace, I believe, Kurt Busch, and Denny Hamlin all getting wins here. But man, oh man, is it good to see just how, look at this. Look at the multi-groove racing. Got Hayes going in the middle, Banks on the bottom, then Hutton way up top. It's going to get really tight off the corner here. Hayes going to have to get back in line. But noticing not a lot of separation.
Oh, Cabot, look at that dive.
All the way down to the bottom. Oh my goodness. What a sand. The 10 is going to give him some dirty air. He's going to cross the wake. You see Cabot has to get out of gas and let get out of gas. And unfortunately, he might cost him a position as here comes Bafford taking him all the way to the apron. And now Hayes and Banks almost make contact. Bafford all the way down there, sends it underneath. Oh, Banks in the outside wall. He'll get it back going. He'll lose 1, possibly 2 spots. But man, oh man, it could have been another incident there. Gets back going, and now Cabot gives a little nice shot to the 10 of Hayes. Bafford to the bottom now. Looks like Banks going to go back up through the middle. Ronis right behind them as well. It's going to get tight and a little bit dicey here off of turn number 4. You're still 3 wide for the 10th position.
3 wide all the way through the tri-oval, and Banks trying to find a spot here to enter 1. I think he was wiggling to try to make some room there.
Yeah, pinball in there, getting bounced around off the door of the 23 and the 17. Both teammates here. Banks now clear back up to the outside. Should be able to get back in line. Now Bafford right behind them. Going to have to get underneath the 35 of Banks. And then you got Ronis Loveland. And then behind them, Massey and Vincent were battling for 15th on the racetrack. Although the top 5 continuing, I should say the top 4 have kind of broken away from these guys. Then it goes 5th Mikulski all by himself. Then Stravato. And then a nice little gap between Hutton and then Shelton and Hayes and Cabot as well, all over each other here. And Cabot right now looks like the fastest race car on the racetrack. 24th already to the top 10, 15 laps into the race. Just shows the speed that Atlas 17 has.
Yeah, last time by, you ran a 31.252 as opposed to your leader's 234. So he's a couple hundredths off the lead, but he's got guys in front of him. He's having to make passes. It'll take a while before he can get up there and run those matches lap times. And we have to establish that this track, within the past year or 2, has really turned up the racing. We used to run this place like Darlington.
Oh yeah, you were on the wall.
For everything.
You never used to really move around the racetrack. And then you go back to this battle for 13th. And we'll see it in turns 1 and 2. But look at this racing. This used to be impossible at Kansas. Sometimes you get the bottom to work on a long run in the Gen 6 car, but you were mainly Kyle Larson style on the wall. But then look at this. You got guys all over the racetrack. Some guys running higher like Faircloth almost on that wall, using that Kyle Larson line, and then shoving it back and then getting that run down the straightaway. But then you got guys like Angelo Ronis, Josiah Vincent, trying to use what everybody used to call the Harvick line. Get on that inside lane, try to get to that white line and make a pass there. But right here, it's going to get dicey off the turn. Josiah Vincent has to back out of the gas here and then let the 35 go. How about Ray Massey taking it to the inside, 3 wide behind these guys? And that is the battle for 15th on the racetrack. 3 wide into turn 1. Massey gonna get the spot, maybe get the 3-for-1 special. Oh, looks like Faircloth into the outside wall. And
Yeah,
he's still in
Faircloth
it.
riding it back there. He's still in it.
But Massey's
He did
gonna
get
get
it off.
split. Yeah, he did, but he's going to lose 5 or 6 positions and fall back to 21st position as now Massey gets the 2-for-1 special, maybe even the 3-for-1 special in this lap got by Loveland, and Josiah Vincent loses the nose in the wake of the 32 car, but now still a battle for 14th on the 13th, excuse me, on the racetrack there with Banks and Massey. Massey starting to turn up the lap times a little bit here, faster than some of the cars ahead of him right now. If he can just clear up and get by Banks, he can maybe start setting his pace and setting his sight on the top 10 of the cars ahead of him. Shelton gets passed by Ronis, then Mikulski and Stravato have ran down Jeff Wright for 4th.
Yeah, Jeff Wright struggling a little bit here in the early going, and you know, I picked Jeff here tonight, but you also got to respect, he hasn't driven the next gen car very much. He much prefers the Gen 4 cars, the B car, and I would have to say this isn't, you know, an experience for him yet. A lot of guys don't drive this car very often.
Yeah, and Stravato starting to turn up the pace just a little bit. He'll look down to the inside of his teammate Jeff Wright, and I'm assuming Wright will probably concede the position and go right on by. So the Italian stallion up to 4th. The top 2 have separated themselves. Actually, the top 2 are on top of each other. I should say, Keith Mayato is pressuring Bradley Wilson to Wilson at the racetrack and out into the wall. And here comes Keith Mayato for the lead.
Side by side now out of turn 2.
Oh man, Wilson's gonna, but Mayato, if he can get on that door and put some air onto that left side, he can kind of pack the air and move him up the track. He won't be able to, that top line, just like I said, that Billy Turner is closing back into the fight, but for a second, Wilson just made a mistake and it allowed Mayato to close up, but right now, Wilson doing a great job taking Keith Mayato's air and being able to just keep that clean air. Clean air is going to be the name of the game here so far. And I'll tell you what, pretty soon, Dennis Steele, they're running up on Dennis Steele, who was involved in that first little incident. It might affect Bradley Wilson's handling of his race car if Steele's running that line, which he is. When Wilson gets about a second behind, he will start feeling the effects of the dirty air.
And Wilson now coming by to lead his 20th lap out of 22. He took it away from the pole sitter, Mayato. Mayato trying to get it back as we're about a 5th of the way through this race.
And
I tell you what, it's good action here tonight.
I'm noticing Baffert making that inside lane starting to work here. He's been trying to work over Brody Hayes, Noah Mikulski, and Jeff Wright for a couple laps. But that 23 car starting to show some pace. It was actually the fastest car on the racetrack that last lap. Ben Baffert, that old VSPEED cab throwback is starting to turn up the pressure just a little bit. That's the battle for 2nd back there. And look at this, a gaggle of race cars going at it right now. But man, there's so many battles on the racetrack. It's so hard to see as Keith Mayato going for the lead again on Bradley Wilson.
Mayato's got the nose over him as they go into 3. That outside line is pretty stout in 3 and 4. He's probably going to get the drive off and hold it at the door when they exit.
Oh, Wilson got loose there, and that's going to affect his handle. That's going to affect his chance. He's got to get down in side draft there. Surprised he didn't go down and pull the 36. I think Mayato should be able to clear. Although, he cuts him off, and then Wilson gets into the wall. Oh, and Wilson hits Mayato. Mayato to the outside wall, and Turner goes by.
So a change for the lead, but not what we expected. The 24 of Bailey Turner takes it over on lap 25. He said, "See you, boys."
That is exactly what he wanted to see. Those two get to racing and then get together, but Wilson, heavy damage to the right side, and it looked like he wasn't really anticipating Mayato to come up. I think Mayato was clear. He came up a little bit late, and then Wilson got into the wall, and then Wilson got up into the side of Mayato, wasn't happy with that, and then put Mayato into the wall, and then Turner went, "Thank you, boys," and then went right on by.
Yeah, we missed part of that. There was some blinking going on. It put me on the blimp camera, but yeah, 36, 51, couldn't settle it.
Mayato still got speed, though.
Yeah. Wilson looked like he was already struggling handling-wise.
He
So,
wasn't, but with those
I thought he was backing off and giving the spot to Mayato, but maybe Mayato thought the same thing.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. These guys don't really like to give up a lot to other competitors here, and I'm noticing AJ Stravato, Ben Baffert, they're catching. They're coming quick. As look at this battle from 9th on back, or 8th on back. It is a gaggle of race cars. 3 wide for 7. Angelo Ronis, Brody Hayes, Jeff Wright, Unfortunately, Jeff Wright is falling off the pace right now. He is struggling with the handling of that race car. Adam Cabot also starting to get some positions as well. And then Brody Hayes and Eric Hutton has worked his way up to 7th as a little contact between Cabot and Angelo Ronis. Then how about Ryan Shelton into the picture as well? A lot of great racing all over this racetrack. Just shows why Kansas is so good here. Oh, Wright gets moved up the racetrack a little bit by Shelton. Shelton gets the spot. But how about Ben Baffert and AJ Stravato really turning at the pace? Baffert, we've seen him on the bottom lane all day, and it is paying dividends. He has worked all the way up to 4th, and like we said, the fastest race car that last lap, him and Stravato, by far the fastest cars on the racetrack right now, and they have ran down these top 2. Now, gonna go underneath 3 wide possibly for 2nd. Mayato up on the outside lane, Stravato in the middle, and Baffert all the way on the bottom. Wilson has fallen back to 5th, Mikulski in 6th. But the top 4 breaking away here still. Baffert now back down to the bottom, getting some clean air to the nose, as though the 28 going to be ahead of these guys. Oh, Stravato has to get out of the gas in the wake of the 36. Should allow the 23 to go by here, as not enough momentum for the 33 to carry. And now Steele gonna affect Baffert into the corner here. Oh man, Turner up into the wall almost, and now that allows Mayato to get next to him. Mayato loses the nose. He gets into the side of Turner, and here comes Baffert and Stravato.
And this is all while Dennis Steele is innocently on the bottom of the racetrack.
Oh man, look at this. It's gonna get tight. Oh, Baffert at the track. He gets into Turner. Turner getting hit all over the place, all over the left side there. And Baffert lost the nose. Now Mayato shoots back into the outside. Might take 2nd back. He just can't do it. But Baffert now all the way to the inside on the white line. Turner gonna have to get off the corner and get the drive off. He won't be able to do it. Baffert clears for 2nd. Will he chop the 36? No, he won't. He'll stay to the bottom. Now looks to the bottom. Clean air for the 23. Who's gonna get that clean air? Off of turn number 4, the Baffert loses up, watches up the racetrack again, but now pulls even with Turner, and they'll side-draft each other down the front stretch. Baffert just seems to have a little more pace, and he'll send it into turn number 1. Maybe a slide job on the 24, but he won't. Turner carries the momentum off of turn number 2 and uses that high line to his advantage. He'll have to side draft down the backstretch. He'll pull even. You'll see him come back down, take the air away from the 23, but then Baffert shoots back down to the bottom. This is so reminiscent of last Sunday between Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin. These guys going at it, fighting tooth and nail for it, but now Baffert gonna have to go back up and side draft. Turner trying everything he can to keep this lead. The clean air is so important. Behind them, Stravato and Mayato battling each other for 4th. Dennis Steele, the lap car, right behind them. It's a 4-car breakaway at the front, and all seem to be double file as Noah Mikulski, Angelo Ronis, and Eric Hutton about a 2nd back from these guys.
I don't know, man. I would have to say that these guys are going to eventually use up their stuff. You saw Cabot coming through the field quickly, and he got up here to about the 10th position, and then it just went stagnant. So these guys with this big lead of over a 2nd, they're going to get reeled back in. I think Mikulski's going to come back.
Baffert has been working for this pass for a couple laps. Will he get it here? Yes, he will. He shuts the door on Bailey Turner after turn number 2. Turner not too happy with that move, but it won't matter. The 23 of Ben Baffert looking for his first win in over a season and a half, or half the season. Back to the lead. Ben Baffert, your leader here at Kansas. Then it goes to Turner, Mayato, Stravato. Stravato still hasn't got by the 36 of Keith Mayato. He's been working all tirelessly to get by. He just hasn't got anything. And I'll tell you what, the other fastest car on the racetrack is the 29 car. Angelo Ronis has been using that bottom all day, as well as Ray Massey. And now Ronis looking to get inside the top 5 here, trying to get by Noah Mikulski in that that 03 Chevrolet Fanatec car, and he will take it. Ronis to 5th in that Ford Mustang. Oh,
and we got a car down the track.
Trouble. Who is that? Is that? Oh, is that AJ Stravato's in the grass? AJ Stravato in the infield, and now he'll come out, but he's going to lose multiple spots, and now he spins in the infield again. 2 weeks in a row, costly mistakes for the Pride Lawn Care of Chevrolet Camaro of AJ Stravato.
Let's go back on the instant replay. It looked like some contact between him and the 36 coming off of 4 here.
It's just one of those classic Kansas moments there. He gets to the inside, starts losing the nose, and into the door of Keith Mayato, and the 33 goes around. Heavy damage for a little, I shouldn't say heavy damage, but a decent amount of damage on Keith Mayato.
A lot of
left
ground
side and right
loss.
side.
That's
But
the main
Andy
thing, right?
Travato was the big loser in that one for sure.
Yeah, he lost probably 20 positions out of
Yeah,
that.
the rookie, Ryan Shelton, Jeff Wright also brought it down the pit road about 6 laps ago. Ryan Shelton brought it in the pit road last time by. Robert Gilmore also in pit road as well. Dennis Faircloth, Dennis still a lap down still. But 4 cars have brought it down to pit lane. Baffert now a half a second lead over Bailey Turner, and then about 2 seconds, I should say, over Keith Mayato. How about another shout out? The other rookie, Ray Massey, has worked his way up to 6th. Another car using that bottom the whole last run, and it's starting to pay dividends as he's worked his way up to 6th, looking, focusing, setting his eyes on 5th of Noah Mikulski. And so far over this run, the biggest losers seems to be the guy who led the first 20 laps in Bradley Wilson. Mikulski up the track, almost gets into the wall. Massey's gonna shoot down in the inside lane in that car print shop Ford Mustang, and I'll tell you what, these Fords having a little speed here so far tonight as Clark Print Shop, Ford Mustang to the inside of Noah Mikulski, and it looks like he will take the position away and move Ray Massey up to 5th as Bradley Wilson bringing it down pit lane here. Josiah Vincent also going to follow him into pit lane. Interesting, Jeff Wright is about a second a lap faster so far, and he has about 9 laps on his fresher tires than everybody so far. Or I should say, 31 lap fresher tires than everybody. He was actually the first car to bring it down pit lane. Robert Gilmore, unfortunately, I believe, got a speeding penalty, so not what the 40 camp wanted to see is Wilson into pit road, getting his service to his Shenandoah Shine Toyota Camry. As so far, lots of movement us here. But how about this? Angelo Ronis keeps my eye going at it for 3rd here, and Ronis looking to get the spot. Remember, Ronis has never won in the BTDY Racing Series. He's been a veteran of the series, just hasn't got that win. He swept both of the non-points paying events 2 seasons ago, but has yet to win the points paying event. And arguably the one that matters, unfortunately, is here comes Keith Mayato and Noah Mikulski bringing it down pit lane.
Mayato coming down.
Mayato's gonna miss it.
Mayato did miss it.
And that's a costly mistake for the 36. And he's gonna lose about 5-6 spots because of that. Locked up. That is a mistake you don't want to make, yeah.
Saturday night at Dover, those guys really struggled. I'm surprised they're struggling here because this is one of probably the easier tracks to get on and off of pit road.
Here comes Hayes and Cabot. Oh. Yeah.
Lock up there with Hayes.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of Hayes lock up there from Brody Hayes. And we got trouble. Alan Dyer, who is that? Somebody missed pit road. Oh, is that Starling?
I believe it is. Or Brett Baldick.
Brett Baldick. Brett Baldick had a very big moment there. Wow. There was trouble there off of pit road. I believe Alan Dice spun off a pit exit. He did. No caution came out, but Dice did go around. No caution from the Affinity for Gaming Chevrolet going around as well. But he gets it all routed back into the right direction.
This is still in a replay shot, so I want to see. I don't know that he spun it off pit road.
Off pit road, I believe. Something happened to the 5.
I'm not sure.
A lap or 2 ago. Yeah, I'm not sure. The 5 car did go around from what I saw. Ben Baffert, our leader, coming down pit lane. Eric Hutton as well, bringing it in. The Eddie Coolers Chevrolet Camaro into pit road. Baffert was hard into pit road as well, and he'll make it. And that hands the lead over to Angelo Ronis in the 29, leading his first laps of the season, I believe. Ray Massey to 2nd. And boy, oh boy, does it just show the talent level and the parity that the BTDY Racing Series has had all season. Lots of faces leading laps so far this season. As Baffert in, and how about this? Challenge for the lead overall on the racetrack. James Loveland bringing it in. Ray Massey is closed up by Angelo Ronis. It makes you wonder, when do they want to bring it down to pit lane?
So about 10 cars, 12 cars remaining out there on the racetrack. Cody Atkins.
Caution coming out would save them.
Yeah, I was gonna say you said caution. I'm like, I hope not, because this is gonna cycle out with Jeff Wright maybe back to the front.
It will, but man, he's gonna have 15 lap older tires than Ben Baffert. As Ronis comes down to pit lane. Oh, that was wild, and that hands the lead to Ray Massey. But Ronis Samard gonna come in as well. Nick Starling, I believe, stays out. No, yes, he will. So yeah. And Baffert going to get through that little gaggle of race cars there, who will eventually cycle up to second. Ryan Shelton as well, getting a lot of track position. Bailey Turner out of pit lane as well. So Massey, Vincent, Starling, the last 3 cars that have yet to make a pit stop so far this season. Starling sounds like he's coming in. Ray Massey going to bring it in on lap 47, which should hand the lead to Jeremiah Vincent, who is going to stay out another lap. So Vincent will go and lead another lap this season. And that Jake Chevrolet Camaro is Nick Starling into pit road as well. So the cycle also beginning, I should say Caleb Weekly and Yusuf Ghali have yet to bring it in to pit road. Ghali, who we mentioned, was involved in an early incident when no caution came out. So a lot of strategy going on so far in this race here. Is closing up to lap 50, close to halfway, 10 laps from halfway, as Massey getting service to his Ford Mustang, and Jeremiah Vincent gonna stay out one more lap. Here is Jeff Wright will eventually, I believe, assume the race lead. That is gonna be over about 10 seconds to Ben Baffert, I believe. So gonna be interesting to see what happens as this cycles out. Is Caleb Weekly in that 7 car going to bring it down to pit lane, and Weekly going to come in, make it his second start of the season into pit road, and Yusuf Ghali going to stay out another lap. So only 3 cars, have yet to pit. Cody Atkins has got a heavy damage, has yet to come in, as well as now here comes the leader, Jeremiah Vincent. And Dennis Steele spinning down the entry of pit road. He'll make it, but almost looped the car around. A heck of a save from the 28 of Steele. Somehow no caution comes out, but looks like he got in the transition and lost it. What easily could have been a caution there and shaking this race upside down is, Yusuf Ghali spinning into pit road. And he has done a full spin on the pit road, and he's back going.
We're about to get a hold of this.
Yeah. As we're looking at the replay, here's Yusuf Ghali coming in. He'll lose it, tries to gasses it up, spins it around, no caution comes out. And as well, Cody Atkins bringing it in, so everybody's going to have at least brought it to the attention of their pit crews. And now Jeff Wright is the leader of the Celotero Magic 180. Ben Baffert, who pitted as the leader that last cycle, is in second, 5.5 seconds back from Jeff Wright. And how about the strategy from Bailey Turner and Ryan Shelton? Caleb Weekly, a big moment off of turn 4. I don't know how he saved that. That should have been a wreck. A big save out of the Trevor Press Chevrolet. Big save from Caleb Weekly.
Completely sideways there, all the way to the bottom of the tri-oval. Almost hits the grass, but he's able to drive through it. Loses a little bit there, and you were talking about Yusuf Ghali. He was already kind of on a different strategy than everyone else because of getting caught up in that accident. Yeah, it didn't help. So he's in another situation entirely.
Okay, the racing here between Ray Massey and Angelo Ronis. Massey able to jump Ronis. I'll tell you what, man, Ray Massey has got himself a really good Clark's Pet Shop Ford Mustang. That breast cancer awareness colors on that car, as we are in the month of October. Really good looking race car, and man, he is really put together. And we've talked about Ray Massey this season as a rookie. He's put together some amazing runs. Just didn't have the finishes to show for him. But man, he's put together some good runs, and we're starting to see some of these runs turn into good finishes. And Massey, you never know, could be a sleeper to make it into the chase here tonight. So don't count on that W2 car as maybe a possible sleeper to win this race, although he is trailing Ben Baffert by about 7 seconds. But at the end of that run, the last run, he was, I believe, the second fastest car on the racetrack, third fastest car on the racetrack possibly, with Angelo Ronis. These 2 Ford Mustangs right here, the 32 and the 29 and the 23, I should say, all the Ford Mustangs look like they're the fastest cars here tonight, as Baffert starting to eat away at that lead to Jeff Wright.
It's now down to 3.5 seconds. We'll look on board with Jeff Wright, and you see that purple and yellow machine back there coming out of turn 2. That's Ben Baffert in the 23. He's going to be up there probably within the next 10 laps.
Oh yeah, 100%. Time is turning about 0.6 of a second faster, so he'll be coming up quick as this battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th is starting to heat up a little bit, and 7th, I should say. Ryan Shelton, Noah Mikulski, Bradley Wilson, and Adam Cabot here. This is 5th, 4th, or 7th. Heat up a little bit. I believe Shelton has the oldest tires of anybody in the top 10 here, other than Wright. So he's under pressure here from Mikulski here in the 03 car. Mikulski trying to get back into that top 5, or in the top 5, trying to get up one more spot into 4th. I think he's really trying to cover the 17 of Adam Cabot. And then Bradley Wilson, who brought it in a couple laps later than these two, or earlier than these two guys up ahead. So although Wilson making up for, you know, he seemed like he lost a lot of time that last run, and then he's making up for it here with his pit strategy. He's led 21 laps, so far he's had himself a solid night, starting 3rd up and still in 6th. So if we get a caution, possibly, don't count out Wilson as maybe somebody to charge back up here at the front, but here comes Mikulski looking for 4th here down the backstretch into turn number 3. And Mikulski is going to get the spot here from Ryan Shelton, that number 99 Tootsie Chevrolet at Daniel Suarez Steep, as Mikulski takes 4th. And Shelton back to 5th. Here comes Wilson and Cabot pressure in 6th and 7th, trying to get by 5th here. Is closing up to halfway in this race here. Caution free still. And Jeff Wright about to lose the lead to Ben Baffert. Baffert is almost within a second of the 48 car.
On board here with the 23, and it's just a matter of when. It's not if, it's when. Jeff has to do what he has to do. And, you know, he struggled here tonight. He fell out of the top 5. He's just trying to get some laps left, because at the end of the year, that really helps with the points at the end of the season when we reset. And the situation here with him leading the points right now, he wants to get all he can to try to mitigate what I would say is probably an off day here for the 48 car.
It has been, yeah. And man, this battle for 5th is wild here. Shelton kind of holding up Wilson and Cabot. Now look at it. Oh boy, this might get a little interesting here. Off
3
the
wide.
Oh, Wilson loses the
car into the wall.
Shelton, a hard hit into the outside wall. Should have allowed Cabot to go by, possibly Wilson. And it makes you wonder, did Shelton break the toe link on that car, at least damage the toe link, because that was a shot to the outside wall, and yeah, heavy damage to the right side of the Tootsie Chevrolet Camaros. Oh, almost a little contact between him and Wilson, as Baffert gonna get by Jeff Wright for the lead to the 23 car, back up to the point, as Wilson gonna try to get 5th away, slides up the racetrack a little bit. Shelton holds on to the spot. Oh, the big contact!
Wilson's around!
Wilson spinning to the infield. Can he save it? Yes, he does! A big save out of the 51. And man, oh man, what a save. But right there, another situation there where the car on the inside drifts up the racetrack, hits the car on the outside. And a big save out of Bradley Wilson. But again, another mistake going to cost him multiple spots. And now Shelton can breathe easy for a couple laps. But big mistake and a big save out of the 51 of Bradley Wilson.
Falls back out of the top 10, back to 12th spot. He was running side by side with Shelton in 6th. So a big gap there now of about 10 seconds he lost.
At least he didn't wreck the car, because that could have easily been a crash, no doubt in my mind. And a huge save there from Bradley Wilson. AJ Stravato struggling here on the racetrack, 20th. Alan Dice, 21st, and I believe Dennis Faircloth has retired the car here, unfortunately. So not the night for the 80 camp here. And unfortunately, like I said, end of the night for Dennis Faircloth. Yusuf Ghali a lap down, the guy who's led a lot of the laps, who was 3rd in points, and not the night he's having. Is Jeff Wright slowly but surely. That strategy's not, I will say the strategy's not horrible, but it's not going to work in the long run here, because he's going to have to run a whole bunch of laps again, because he's probably going to run 40.
Hit the wall there out of 4.
Yeah, so not the night he's been, not the night, I mean, still running in the top 5 is nothing to be ashamed about. Wright's been having that kind of season again. I mean, we saw last year he had a type of season like this, so don't count him out. I'll tell you what, though. Seeing the gaggle of race cars here, James Loveland, Brody Hayes, Ray Massey, Angelo Ronis battling inside the top 10. Some good racing back here.
Yeah, 7th through
Weekly.
13th, I believe.
Yeah, these two have the freshest tires. These two are the freshest tires, Massey and Ronis. So Don't count them out here. Look at this Massey side drafting here. I'll tell you what, these two got enough pace that if they can get by this traffic quick, they might have, if Baffert makes a mistake, they definitely have the pace that these guys could definitely be a factor at the end of this race. Say Baffert gets a speed penalty this next round, I think these boys have enough pace to maybe run down Bailey Turner. They definitely are top 5 cars. There's Cabot going to try to split Jeff right here on old tires, and Mikulski going to cross over the 17. Wow, that was an aggressive move from the Magic Man. But now here comes Mikulski fighting on the outside. I just don't think he's got the pace that Cabot does. Cabot down to the inside lane.
He's been holding Cabot off there for a few laps. They've been side by side.
Oh, Cabot's going to cross it, or he's going to get him. Oh my goodness, a tight squeeze.
He gave him room that time.
Yeah, Cabot gave him some room there. Going to allow Mikulski to get back up to the outside. Man, no Mikulski, man. Every race, this guy gets better and better, and it's only a matter of time before he finds himself in the right position to win a race here. As Cabot still trying to clear, he won't be able to do it there in that outside lane prevailing. But man, it just shows how good Mikulski has gotten. We were stunned last season at Texas, and then after Texas, he just lit a fire into this guy. Man, he's been good all year. Oh, ever since Texas, man, he's been good and a threat for top 10s and top 5s as Cabot clears him.
Yeah, I gotta say, I've raced very few races with these guys, but the moment I got out there on the racetrack and started trying to pass Noah Mikulski, that was probably the hardest car I passed all night, and I never got around it.
He and Reggie Ortega, man, let me tell you, those are the 2 hardest guys I've ever had to work by to pass. So,
yep.
But man, they do a great job fending off guys and making sure that they hold what's theirs. Jeff right up into the outside wall, man, right out already outside the top 10. It's actually crazy how much the tire fall off is. He's about a second off of the leader's time, and compared to everybody else, he's about a second. Yeah, so yeah, the whole tires, the short pit strategy doesn't seem to be working in the favor of the 48 so far.
Yeah, 31.7, 31.7 that time by. Jeff Wright's going to probably run a 32.8.
It's actually
32.5.
It's not bad, but I mean, still.
That's a second almost,
yeah. As man, what a race we've been treated to tonight. As here comes Angelo Ronis underneath Brody Hayes for 7th on the racetrack. Ray Massey a little bit behind them. I think Massey kind of saving his stuff as well since 29, but they've been methodically working their way up through the field. How about James Loveland? Another solid night from the driver of the O2 car, having a good run for Team VSPEED. Came back, made his season debut last week at Sonoma, got a top 10. And how about tonight? Almost in the top 5, and 6th here is Brody Hayes into the wall there, getting into the wake of the O2. Should allow Ronis to get up the racetrack and clear, as maybe Ronis knows it. Why not get another position from the O2 here? And what's these guys? If these guys can get by Loveland and Hayes, they got clean air, some clean track until they get to Mikulski. So they got a little bit of ways to go. But you know, so far, I mean, this field's getting sort of spread out. From what I can tell, Baffert's classing the field right now. But other than that, man, this field is very tight. There's battles all over this racetrack. And man, I got a gaggle of 5 or 6 race cars right here. Is Yusuf Ghali, the lap car, trying to get by these guys as well. So Jesus to the nose again. Should allow Ray Massey to close up and on board with James Loveland. See Massey gonna get behind into the wake of the 54 car. And 54 just trying to get those laps back. He drifts at the track. Hayes.
Hayes in the wall. Dirty air there from the O2, and that just sucked the nose up.
Yeah, a lot of dirty air right there. You can see the O2 just lost, or the 10 lost the nose behind the O2.
Now the 10 going to go down with Massey's line. Try that. That gives him a little more cushion, but he still almost comes out of 2. Looks like the front end's pretty much gone for that car.
Yeah, there's not a lot of front rotation as the tires start to age, especially if you push the tires too much, you lose the front end rotation, and then that just hurts you later in this run. Is Massey now looking for 6th or 7th on the racetrack here, going to get by Loveland and clear him into turn 1. So Massey to 7th. How about Angelo Ronis? Got by this gaggle of race cars up into 5th by Eric Hutton in 6th, and now Massey going to try to set his eyes on the 88 here and get up to 6th, as Ronis, not the fastest car right now, but he's got some speed. As Adam Cabot is the fastest car in the top 5, but he is 4.5 seconds behind Ben Baffert in the 23, who right now is setting a nice pace here. And Baffert, if no caution comes out and no mistakes in the next pit cycle, is looking for that first win of the season. Is looking pretty good.
Looking back here at Nick Starling, he started in 21st here tonight. He's up about 9 positions, and here he sits. Just got by the guy that led 20 laps to begin this race. That was Bradley Wilson. He just went around. He's almost up to Jeff Wright now.
Having a bad run so far as how about Starling? Starling having a good run. Obviously inside the top 10. You know, you can see Christian Martin up ahead of him just a little bit. He's getting there, and he's running him down. Is Massey gonna slide job Eric Hutton? And Massey's gonna get 6th away from the 88 car, and yeah, making some moves up here in that 32, really starting to put the pace, put that pedal to the metal, and starting to have the pace. I'll tell you what, if a caution comes out, don't count the 29 and the 32 out. I think they might have something for Ben Baffert as well as the 17. So don't count those boys out later. As Starling got by Wright, and now Bradley Wilson going by Jeff Wright for 12th on the racetrack. And Keith Mayato, Ryan Shelton starting to lose a little bit of pace, but Keith Mayato also having some a nice recovery, even though after that contact with AJ Stravato. So yeah, Mayato up inside the top.
It's unfortunate
15,
though. It seems
yeah, it really
every
was.
time Mayato is up in the top 5 for the start of a race, something happens to him, and it's been kind of like that for, I'd say, since we started commentating together. It's been the 36
really
car
has,
getting
yeah,
included in something that's not usually his fault.
yeah, it's just been something that he's struggled with these last few days. He's just loses a little bit of, you know, he'll be up in the top 5 and has a little bit of an issue. But man, 75 laps into this race, Sailor Tarot Magic 180. Ben Baffert shows the way here so far. Bailey Turner second, out of Cabot third, Noah Mikulski fourth, and Angelo Ronis in fifth. That's your top 5 here, as pretty soon pit stops are going to happen. We'll be back here after a quick commercial break, and we'll go live to a side-by-side and bring back to live coverage from the Kansas Speedway and the Sailor Tarot Magic 180. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the Nurturing Reader at New Jersey street fairs, you can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today. Back live from Kansas Speedway, Noah Mikulski
making his what should be scheduled final pit stop of the evening as he was running in the 6th position as he got passed by Ray Massey and Angelo Rodas. Adam Cabot into pit road as well. Ben Baffert still your leader, but Cabot probably going to bring a whole lot of cars with him down pit lane, as well as Dennis Steele. And as you saw on the side-by-side, Ray Massey able to get by both Eric Hutton and Angelo Rodas, as Hutton has fallen back to 5th. It sounds like Eric Hutton going to be bringing down the pit lane, but it's been Ben Baffert all day so far who's led the most laps. And man, oh man, is he setting a blistering pace here tonight, hoping for no caution over this final run. As here comes Eric Hutton into pit lane as well. Bailey Turner still on the racetrack. So, and now I believe, yeah, Eric Hutton into pit lane. Couple others coming down as well. Jeremiah stays out. And now it seems like our leader going to be bringing it down pit lane as well. Ben Baffert, the race leader, into pit lane, into pit road, nice and easy. Knows not worth making a mistake on the entry of pit lane. And as Baffert hits pit limit, and he'll bring it down to the attention of his crew. Bailey Turner in as well. Ray Massey, Angelo Rodas in pit lane.
I see locking it up there.
Pit lane. Yeah, everybody bringing it down pit lane this time, knowing this is going to be their final run for about, I would say, I don't know, maybe 46 laps or so.
I mean, we have went green since this race started. We saw a big wreck on the backstretch that could have brought out a yellow. It probably should have brought out a yellow.
Yeah.
But since the green flag dropped, they've kept it green.
I know, and here comes James Loveland, who is the leader of this race. Going to come down pit lane, and here comes Chris Samard to pit lane, as well as Bailey Turner, Ben Baffert going to exit out of pit road. And looks like Adam Cabot, though, just might get ahead of Baffert here off of pit road, although Baffert just exiting. He's going to jump Bailey Turner, but no, he's not going to beat Ben Baffert off of pit road. Baffert still had such a big lead over them. He'll only come out about 2 seconds behind. As Chris Samar, now the race leader, going to hit, and it should hand the lead to Nick Starling in the 94 car. And then Jeremiah Vincent looking to pass the 94 for that race lead is across the front stretch, but all good.
They're cleaning green for 87 laps, and you've got the 3 of Jeremiah Vincent going by on the outside, change for the lead. Starling was able to earn 1 lap lead. He's been up here in the top 10 though. He's stayed out. He's earned that position. It wasn't a fluke. He worked his way up, got past a lot of guys. Jeff Wright.
Yeah, Starling into pit lane this time. Ooh, although he came in very high. I think he made it into pit lane.
There was Joshua Banks still out on the racetrack. Jeremiah Vincent. Banks having a quiet night here. We haven't mentioned his name too much here tonight. Started back in 17th. I'd say he's probably going to cycle through all of this somewhere outside the top 10, probably 11th or 12th position, because I haven't really talked too much about the 35 here tonight.
Yeah, the birthday boy. He's had a quiet night, but hasn't had, I think, the best of nights that he was hoping for. But so far, not a terrible evening, but right now, 2nd overall. Caution right now would change his race for the better. You say with Yusuf Ghali, Jeremiah Vincent, and Alan Dice. Hoping for a caution this time around as Nick Starling exiting pit lane. So everybody just going to keep it nice and easy. Brett Baldeck, I believe, had a speeding penalty that last cycle, so he's in 23rd. Dennis Steele in 24th here is the final pit stops of the day just getting done. So long way to go. I know maybe another 5 or 6 laps for Jeremiah Vincent and Joshua Banks. Then if a caution comes out, it's
I think everybody's just going to bring it back down pit road and even out the tires. 30 to go. I would probably guess that, you know. It's been a product of, you see 15 laps, what it did to Jeff Wright. Imagine what it would do if you had to run the remaining of this race for 30 laps on the same tires.
Doesn't sound fun to me. About Ray Massey though, man, he's got some serious pace in that 32. I know he's one of those guys possibly hoping for a caution, because I feel like if he had a caution, man, he can for sure challenge these leaders. I think he could challenge Baffert. I think he could even challenge, for sure, I think he could challenge Baffert and Cabot. I think he's got the pace in that 32 car, no doubt in my mind. Massey's got pace. And honestly, and right now, he's faster than both Cabot and Baffert. So caution is still possible with how hard these guys have been racing all night. All it takes one little mishap, one little incident, and this race is flipped upside down with the late race restart. And who knows? We saw the beginning of this race; they were 2, 3, 4 wide. Now you're telling me that you're going to be racing for the win. I would expect maybe even 5 wide next caution. So, as it sounds like Jeremiah Vincent going to be bringing it in. Joshua Banks already brought it in. So now Vincent going to bring it down pit lane, and that should eventually, as the laps continue to wind down, should give the lead back to the VSPEED 23 Ford Mustang of Ben Baffert. And he's looking for his first win since Watkins Glen in the chase last year. So been a little bit since the 23. We know he's maybe one of the more polarizing figures in the league, but he's a good driver, and so far he's looking like a possible Ben Baffert win here tonight, barring any sort of mistake or caution. As Ray Massey has ran down Noah Mikulski for 4th, and boy, what a performance from the rookie in that 32 car. He's been having such great runs. It's just the finishes haven't been there for him, and right now this is looking like a possible top 5.
Yeah, Massey may even work his way up into the top 3 with the pace that he's shown on these runs. And the longer this run goes, the faster he seems to get. So look out for the 32. If he gets clear of this 03 car, the hardest guy to pass, like I said. So he's going to have to work for it. Here in the 1, they're going to be side by side at the door. Massey going to try to drive the bottom line. Mikulski going to hold it up there on the top, get a good run down the backstretch.
Massey's going to have to pull him back here, side draft him. You see him pull up to that left rear quarter panel. He's going to have to send it into this corner here. Bottom seems to be a little bit better in 3 and 4 than it is in 1 and 2. And right there goes Massey up in the 4th. Easy work there from the 03. The 03 ain't going to go down without a fight, though, as Massey takes it to the apron and easily will clear the 03 of Noah Mikulski. And Massey up into the 4th position, and now trying to set his eyes on Bailey Turner, Angelo Ronas in 6th, about a 2.5 seconds behind these guys. Also not having too bad a pace. So, good runs from a lot of these guys who's been needing good runs, and yeah, Ray Massey definitely one of those guys who's needed it so far, and I believe him in points. He hasn't had the point season that he's wanted. He's 16th in points, not bad for a rookie, but not as Ryan Shelton is the highest running rookie, I believe, in points. So definitely the run he's been needing. Jeff Wright not having a good night. Adam Cabot looking like he's going to probably get the points lead here after this race is over. Love the competitiveness of this league, man. Every week, somebody different up front, and it's just so awesome to see Bradley Wilson early in this race, and now Ray Massey later in this race is just getting better and better. And I'll tell you what, Massey is running down Bailey Turner for 3rd.
Yeah, they're about 1.5 seconds this time by. Let's look at Cabot here.
Down Cabot.
Yeah, it's 8/10 of a second here between these two. So if Massey's catching Bailey, that's catching Cabot. Look out, because Massey might have a shot here at 2nd position.
He definitely might. As Bradley Wilson has ran up to the back of Jeff Wright here for 7th. Excuse me, 8th on the racetrack, and Wilson will go on by. And don't count. How about James Loveland, also behind them on way fresher tires, probably going to get by both of them here in that 02 car. That 02 V-Speed Chevrolet has some pace in it. As, yeah. Good battle. There's still a lot of battling on the racetrack, and that's what I've loved. This whole race has really just been battles. Ooh, right, loses the nose in the wake of the 51 there, and it allows the 02 to get to the inside. So Loveland going to take 8th or 9th away. So, but yeah, no man, there's still just battles all over this racetrack, and I love seeing that. It's just the nature of the beast here in BTDY. Is Chris Samar, the 2 V-Speed teammates, going to be battling for, I believe, 12th on the racetrack. Samar on the outside, Hayes on the inside. Golly going to be pitting here, so this will be for 11th now. But Chris Samar quietly having a good night as well. So just a lot of guys that, you know, haven't been having a good season, having a good night to possibly turn it around, as I believe we're already halfway through our regular season now. So
we're close. We're close. 20 races in this season, and we're at week 7. So
yeah, it's almost done. This is crazy. And I know next week we're going to be off for Halloween. So happy Halloween to everybody there. And then we'll be right back at it from Indianapolis, and then Dover, and then unfortunately you won't have me in the booth but we'll be racing at Talladega and then New Hampshire and Charlotte. So still a lot of good racetracks to go. The next gen, you'll be seeing the next gens a couple more times, and this has been just a great show. I know this guy's struggling with handling, you can tell, but the racing has been pretty good. As Bailey Turner, he's caught Adam Cabot's teammate.
They go into turns 1 and 2. It's about 0.3 of a second separating from the back bumper of Adam Cabot here. Cabot 2.7, 2.8 back from Ben Baffert. Baffert looks like he has this thing wrapped up, barring a caution doesn't come out. And the more that we see Massey start to work his way into this picture, the more I believe that 32 might get a top 3. He's going to get it.
These two get to racing, man. And we know Cabot isn't going to really let Bailey Turner go. So these two, I know they're teammates, or I guess satellite teammates, but they always fight each other very hard. But they usually race each other pretty clean and fair. So if these two get to battling, you never know. Massey can close up, although Massey is losing a little bit of time, a little bit. I think he's losing on the straightaways because Cabot's given Turner some draft on the straightaways. But nonetheless, still a solid night. And even if Massey comes away with the top 5, he's been needing it. I mean, I've been talking to him every week, and he says, yeah, I just need to get my finishes. I just haven't had the finishes I wanted. He goes, I feel like I've been really good every week. I just haven't wanted the finishes or got the finishes that I feel like I deserve. And I think the same goes for this guy right here. AJ Stravato had great speed. Maybe he had the same speed as Ben Baffert and bounced off the door of Keith Mayato, spun in the infield, and unfortunately, that mistake has gotten to 16th. On the racetrack. He's probably good enough to get 15th, but still a long way to go. But yeah, just not the night that he was really looking for. But this battle for second, it's going to heat up here. 16 laps to go. And Bailey Turner is closed up to the back of Adam Cabot. And Noah Mikulski just getting passed by Angelo Ronis in the 29 car. So Mikulski falls out of the top 5, and that moves Ronis in from 5th to 6th. But this battle for second, now you go Cabot. Going to take the air away for the 24 Bailey Turner. They're going to have one lap car to get around here in about another lap. That's Max Cost, who had a decent start for the weekend, who was fastest in practice, but not the race he's been wanting here so far. But Cabot going to try everything he can to hold off this 24 Bailey Turner.
Back on board here. The gap now under 0.2 of a second as they come off of turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. And I tell you what, Bailey's got that high line down. He's matching the lap times. They're within 1/10 of each other that last time by. Now Max Cost going to be...
big run.
Yeah.
Big run for the 24 Turner. They're going to have to navigate around the lap car, Max Cost. And now Turner's going to shoot it down to the inside. Cabot going to try to get him down there, force him down there, pinch him off the corner. And he should be able to prevail on the outside lane. He will. Massey has unfortunately fallen back a couple tenths, so I don't know if he's going to be able to run up to these guys. So this might be the top 3. Just in what order will it be as Hutton gets by Mikulski, or actually Hutton and Mikulski battling behind them for, I believe, 6th on the racetrack here, as Cabot holds off about a charge from the 24. So we'll keep it on this battle right now as Hutton has to get back in line behind the 03. And now into turn 1 they'll go. I'll tell you what, man, he's been hard to hold off, but man, he's been good all night and been a top 10 car all day, I should say. So as this battle for second is still going on between Cabot and Turner, man, I love that camera shot in the middle of 3 and 4 there. As Cabot still on the inside, Turner using that outside lane, and Cabot still holding out the position. But man, Turner got a nice run off of turn number 4. And he's going to have a shot at Cabot here into the corner. The question is, does he have enough of a shot to get by? Now, Turner looks to the outside. Cabot on the inside.
I think he needs to take this run on the outside like he just tried, but he needs to drive it in deeper if he wants any chance. He has to get that nose in there for the exit.
There goes Turner, shoots
There's
down
a dive.
the inside.
I just don't think he's going to get it on the bottom. I don't think he's got the speed on the entry, but that move and Cabot in the wall. Turner almost rear ends him. This will help Massey's case to catch up.
That was almost a wreck. And now Cabot back down to the inside lane. Turner back up to the outside. Oh, Turner's going to have a nice run here. I don't know if Cabot bent any part of that tunnel, but now Turner down to the inside. He's going to at least pull even with them. Let's see here. Oh, Turner's going to wash up the racetrack. Cabot's also going to wash up the racetrack, but Cabot keeps his foot in it, and he'll pull away by another 2/10 as Loveland and Hayes and Wilson going at it. This is a battle inside the top 10. That's for 9th on the racetrack. Samard actually is well a part of this battle, and Samard on the inside lane trying to get by Wilson. Brody Hayes, Samard's teammate, still also trying to get by. Both these cars trying to get by. Oh, they door bang a little bit down the front stretch. They keep it going though, no caution or no incident there. As Bailey Turner on the outside of Adam, or on the outside, using the outside.
And the 10 of Hayes is around.
In the wall, is that going to be a caution? Yes, it is. Trouble down the back stretch. Brody Hayes spins. Wilson involved, and Wilson to the wall. And a caution comes out, and boy, oh boy, do we have a race with 10 laps to go.
We made it all night, boys.
Man.
We made it all night. Passing off a turn
only
2.
a matter of time, I guess. And Ben Bafford, who looked like he was cruising to his first one of the season, just got a little more difficult. As Brody Hayes going to bring it down to pit lane, most definitely. Let's see here is the... Yeah, this looks like Hayes just kind of came up there and...
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Wilson had nowhere to go there.
Yeah.
Hayes just came up a little too high, and they touch, and that's all
Yeah,
she
and
wrote.
wow.
They went all the way down the backstretch, connected to each other. Holy cow, was
Yeah.
that Jeremiah Vincent?
Yeah,
Who was
wow.
that?
And here we go. Everybody's coming in.
So good in the stall there for Bafford. First pit stall there for the 24 car.
And Cabot had a great stop.
Ray Massey out.
Cabot had a great stop. Look at this. And look at that. 2-tire call from Chris Samard. Massey's going to beat out Turner. Wow, Chris Samard, a great pit stop from the 77 crew. He'll go to second, and Adam Cabot, the Magic Man, takes the lead with the magical pit stop.
14.5 in the box. Tamar takes 2, so he gets a few positions.
But look at his pit lane time. Oh, and Chris Samard got speeding. Dang.
That's going to put him to the back of the field. Unfortunately, he just gained all those positions on pit road.
Yeah, that's going to hurt him, unfortunately. Now he's going to...
Ah, man, it's going to get good, though. It's going to get good.
This restart's going to be crazy because if those two cars get side by side, man, it's going to be really, really hard.
And, I mean, we haven't seen the end of the fireworks either. These
we
guys are
haven't.
going to dart
How about Ray
2-3
Massey?
wide. We're going to see what we saw at the start of this race.
Yeah, Ray Massey, the rookie, is in a good position to win his first race, his first career race. There is definitely a shot, and we talked about it. If Massey had a caution come out, he had the pace for the 23 and the 17. Now he's got him where he wants him. Is he going to? He's going to have to be aggressive. If these two get stalled out, we saw what happened at Homestead, Miami, when Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin were battling. We saw Christopher Bell. He got the lead.
We saw it
because
tonight.
He had a big run.
We saw it tonight with Wilson.
Wilson as well, yeah.
Yeah, and then the 24 comes out of nowhere and just, bye, guys. I'll see you later. Figure it out.
Yeah, these two get stalled out. We know Bafford, he's going to try everything. And let's talk about the top 5. 4 of the top 5 have either never won a race in this league or haven't won a race this season. So Bailey Turner won Daytona, but he hasn't won any other race other than that. Other than that, he still had a great point. So he's had 2 bad weeks, but right now doesn't want to get wrecked. But he has a chance at getting that second race as well, or second win as well. Eric Hutton has a win. Mikulski does it. How about Jeremiah Vincent in 8th? Man, oh man, this restart's going to be crazy. It's 1 degree. Some cars can take the lead around. We're just going to Steele, Atkins, Dice, and Baldeck. And oh boy, this is going to be interesting.
All right, well, I'm just going to warn you. I'm going to warn you now. There's going to be a wreck somewhere.
Oh, there's going to be some contact, that's for sure.
I think that these guys probably make it through turns 1 and 2 before they do it, but down the backstretch, they're going to be 3 wide. and someone's gonna lose the nose. We got guys that are gonna drive this thing like it's stolen.
Oh yeah, and we know that these top two are not willing to give an inch, so who knows, that could be a recipe for disaster. The rookie Ray Massey lines up third. Bailey Turner, the Daytona winner, lines up fourth. How about Jeff Wright back in this thing inside the top 10? Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. This is going to be a fun 6 laps here left in the Taro Magic 180 from the Kansas Speedway. Pace truck is going to make the hard left turn to pit road. The field in the hands of Adam Cabot and Ben Baffert. Into the Geico restart zone they go. We're green and back underway. Cabot, an amazing restart. And the top lane second, just a little bit of a Cabot, cleared by about 2 car lengths over Baffert. Now Baffert shoots down to the inside lane. There's a big standing out 3 wide. Oh, Vincent almost up into, I believe, Joshua Banks. Side by side for third.
Turner's down to the inside.
And Turner spins to the inside wall. Hard contact. And no caution.
And the Massey's
after having a great run, is in the inside wall. And now up at the front, little contact. How about Jeff Wright? 4 wide down the front stretch. Wright takes him 3 into turn number 1.
That's unfortunate for Ray Massey. I really wanted to see him get up there. Bailey Turner shoots it off the wall. I think those guys were already making contact out of the exit of 2. I called it. Oh, the 03 of Mikowski. It's all falling apart for these guys.
Oh, Mikowski's up in the
The
outside.
4's around.
And Vincent's going to go to the outside wall. Oh, a hard hit for the 4. And Max Koss gets caught up in it as well. And now we'll be going to overtime, and a huge hit for the 4 of Vincent. And man, oh man, we're back under caution, and this will take it to a green flag, green, white, checkered. And it was only inevitable for that all to happen. Let's take a look from the beginning what happened between Bailey Turner and Ray Massey here at the front. This is coming to the green, but it seemed like Turner just got a little bit loose here. I want to go up ahead a little bit because there's a lot to cover here. And you can see hard hit for the 32 car of Massey. And just unfortunate there for
Yeah, I'm going to have
Ray
to
Massey.
try to get this timing back down here.
Yeah, and you can see, look at the damage here. And look at this here. You can see Massey kind of slides up the racetrack. Turner also goes up the racetrack. He just got loose there, and then nowhere for Massey to go. And they both slam into the inside wall. And pretty much end of the day for both of them. The toe links both destroyed on those race cars. And let's cut it back to these guys here a lap later. Loveland gets just a little bit cut off there. And then here we go. And it seems like everybody kind of just drove into the outside wall. And then here we go. Everybody here in the middle of the corner. You can see Vincent kind of goes up the racetrack here.
He's got some front end damage too.
Yeah. Mikowski gets into the wall. So everybody's fanning out down the backstretch. And then, oh yeah, it kind of closed up there. And then Wilson gets, Wilson in a hard hit for Josiah Vincent. Nowhere for Max Koss to go. And then night over for Josiah Vincent, and then heavy damage for Max Koss. Man, a hard hit for Josiah Vincent. And second caution of the evening comes out, and looks like your leader still Adam Cabot. So let's go on board the Chevrolet Camaro of Josiah Vincent. Tries to avoid Noah Mikulski. Bradley Wilson's there, gets clipped, and then a hard hit to the outside wall. And then gets hit by Max Koss.
And that popped the motor there with
Yeah,
that hit with
yeah, it
Max.
did. Yep. And then, yeah, so this will take us to BTDY overtime and a green, white, checkered here. And how about Jeff Wright? Can never count this guy out. He's now in the top 5.
I mean,
Makes it in the grass.
if he wins the race, I picked it. I don't know how it happened. The odds were against him the entirety of this race, but if he somehow figures out how to get a good restart here on the outside, I don't know. We might have to change the Magic Man. I don't really know. There's some kind of voodoo here.
Well, Magic Man's leading this race right now, so it's going to be interesting, man, this restart. How about Jeremiah Vincent? Has a possibility to get in top 5 here. He was making some big moves there at that restart. And I expect the same here, but I'll tell you what, though, for Baffert, who's dominated this race, he absolutely has to...
It has to be perfect on this restart.
He absolutely has to get the restart better than what he did last time. Cabot absolutely left him in the dust last time, so...
Yeah, they were, inside, outside as they are right now, and it's really hard to judge with that Geico restart zone. We talked about that during the beginning of the season, how it's very easy to get penalized. We saw a driver get penalized week 1 at Daytona, I do believe. It was Joshua Banks, if I remember correctly.
It was, yes, it was. Yeah, Banks got penalized in the end, and it cost him a chance at the win. Now we'll take 1 to green. So, field's a little... man, it's going to be a little bit more jumbled up this time, I feel like. So, man, I'm looking forward to it, though. I think this is going to be awesome. But like I said, Baffert has to 100% get a better restart than the last time. So if he doesn't do it, like if he gets the same restart and Cav pulls out ahead and he gets side by side with one of these guys, if for second, it's over. Although Baffert does have his teammate behind him. So Ronis, actually it's a battle of teammates on the front 2 rows. So Baffert's going to absolutely have to hit the gas, get a good enough restart, maybe side draft the 17 and hope that the 17 makes a mistake, and then hope that nobody behind them has a big enough run to take them 3 wide. So top 5, I should say, are Cabot, Baffert, Ronis, Hutton, and then Vincent having his best run of the season. Then Wright, Starling, Stravato, Wilson, Loveland. The top 10, the field's once again in the hands of the Magic Man, Adam Cabot, and Ben Baffert. Pace truck makes the hard left into pit road. VTDY overtime from Kansas Speedway. Here we go, into the Geico restart zone. Baffert does not go, but Hutton does. Hutton has a chance. Hutton now goes to the inside of his teammate, Adam Cabot. Baffert gonna lose 1 spot to pull even with Jeff Wright. Does Eric Hutton have something for his teammate, Adam Cabot? Cabot now has to defend. Hutton gets loose. Hutton in the wall. Baffert in the wall. Now here comes Jeff Wright for second.
And 3 wide still back there. The 23 falls off. He had a chance to win this race. Now falls out of the top 5. Adam Cabot's going to come off it here with the lead, and the white flag is out.
Does Jeff Wright have anything for the Magic Man, Adam Cabot? Cabot won the Keogh Clash earlier this year. Now looking for his first win of the regular season. 3 wide behind, but there's nowhere for Jeff Wright to go. Wright looks down with 1 last charge. Cabot goes to the bottom, right to the outside, into the middle of 3 and 4 for the final time. The Magic Man is back. Adam Cabot off the turn 4. Cabot is going to win here at Kansas. Cabot wins. Wright second. Ronis third. Baffert fourth. Hutton comes home fifth. And how about Adam Cabot, the Magic Man, back in victory lane again, started 24th, and he comes home a winner.
He led 10 laps, and they were the most important 10 laps
And how about
of
Jeff
the
Wright
race.
finishing second, and he's going to keep the points lead. Amazing.
I mean, that's a comeback right there in
It
itself.
really is. It's a championship. And, if he wins the championship, this is going to be one of the nights we're going to have to circle on Jeff Wright. How about Angelo Ronis? First podium of the year. Well-deserved for the 29 cars. That's good to see. Angelo Ronis as Adam Cabot takes it to the infield, and he burns it down here at the Kansas Speedway for his first win of the season, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, means 6 different winners on the season, or excuse me, 5 different winners on the season here so far, as Cabot burns it down on the front stretch. The Atlas 17 machine, the Chevrolet Camaro, I should say. A winner once again in BTDY. Stick around for post-race interviews. We'll be right back with your winner, Adam Cabot, Jeff Wright, and Angelo Ronis. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader, known as the Nurturing Reader at New Jersey Street Fairs. You can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
All right, back live for the conclusion of the Sailor Tarot Magic 180 with Adam Cabot, your winner. Here I'm standing on pit road for his first podium of the season, Angelo Ronis. Angelo, do you got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Well, buddy, man, you bring it home. I believe, your best finish of the season so far, P3. You led 2 laps, had a great car in the long run, and it seemed like those restarts kind of played into your hands a little bit to get a little bit of track position there. Take us through your race and those final couple of laps.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the race, I feel like me and Ben, we were running pretty much the same line, same strategy. I thought long run we were really good. The first run, I kind of screwed up the lap to come in, so that cost me a good amount of time. But other than that, I think I learned a lot with this car and this track, and I do feel bad for Ben at the end. He definitely deserved this W, and I like Adam and happy he won, but yeah, it definitely should have went to him today, but I can't really complain with the P3.
For sure. Now, I want to ask you, again, your best finish of the season so far, so a lot of good momentum going on there as well. Now, I want to ask you next week, or actually, we're off next week, but in 2 weeks, we go out to Indianapolis at the Brickyard. How do you feel about going out there and possibly having another good run and backing up this third place finish?
I don't have too much experience with that track. I know, like, years ago playing NR 2003, I always loved just doing time trials there, just putting down the fastest laps. So, racing wise, I don't have too much experience, but it's something to look forward to. So, hopefully, we can replicate that then.
For sure. Well, Angela, we appreciate your time. Before we let you go, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, all my teammates at Sorrowful Gentlemen and our affiliate Sad Boys, love those guys. And you guys for putting on a great broadcast, and the admins that make this league possible, and the sponsors.
For sure. Well, we appreciate your time, Angela. Congratulations on third place finish, and hopefully we'll be talking to you about 2 weeks' time out at Indianapolis.
Great. Thank you, man.
No problem. There's Angelo Ronis, third place finisher tonight. Bradley Cooper, his pick was Jeff Wright. Jeff had quite the comeback here tonight, and he's standing here with him on pit road.
Yeah, I'm down here with Jeff Wright. Jeff, I picked you to win. I saw 1.5 on the distance for the length of this racetrack, and I thought, well, I mean, that's a given right there. And it looked like you struggled a little bit here tonight, but you recovered. That last 10 lap shootout, you gained about 5 positions there in one backstretch.
Yeah, it's not my favorite car track combo, so definitely was struggling tonight for sure. Next gen doesn't really come very naturally for me. So just over pushed it too hard that first run, and definitely paid the price. I think I don't know how many times I caught the wall, but I was in it a lot. So yeah, kind of got a lucky break with that caution, and then I just tried to make the most of it there at the end, and yeah, luckily it came out P2. So we'll take it after a not very good race for me.
Yeah, we saw the battle there with the 23 and the 17 for most of this race. You were kind of on a different pit cycle, trying to see if you could just work some distance between you and the rest of the field. Man, the tire fall off seemed like it was dramatic tonight.
Yeah, the tire fall off was really bad, especially if you didn't take care of them early like I didn't. So, and then that's kind of what got me to decide to go on that alternate pit strategy. I pit 10 laps sooner than everybody else, and by that point, I think I fell back to like almost 20th. So I felt like I didn't have a whole lot to lose, and thought maybe if I got off sequence, maybe I could catch a caution at the right time to where, as I was falling back through the field the second run, maybe I wouldn't have fallen as far back. And thankfully it worked out. We settled, I think, around 12th or so before the last caution came out. So, and then, after that caution came out, these things can get crazy at the end. So you just put 4 tires on it, try to get all you can get. And thankfully we, stayed out of some of those incidents, got a little crazy. So, yeah, we were able to sneak our way through and get a P2. So I was telling the guys in the broadcast waiting, I feel like this is most, the unluckiest, or luckiest P2 I've ever had. Definitely was not a second place car tonight. Probably should have finished outside the top 15, probably top 20, with how bad we scorched those tires off. So yeah, that caution saved us, and we'll take it. That's a good points day for us, and congrats to Adam on the win.
Well, all I have to say is I agree with you. 100%. I mean, it's just a product of what we have going on there with 10 laps to go. You did what you needed to do. Congratulations, Jeff. And do you have anybody you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, thanks, Bradley. Yeah, just you guys up in the broadcast booth, always, league admins, for putting this on, and race sponsor, Tear Magic. Appreciate what they do to put these events on for us here at Kansas Speedway, and glad we could get a decent finish out of it.
Well, thank you for your time, Jeff. And again, man, next mile and a half, I'm expecting to see that 48 car up front. Yeah,
if it's a Gen 4 car, maybe. Not so much these next gen cars. I'm working on it, Bradley. I'll try to get better.
Hey, you're doing all right, man. Appreciate your time.
Thanks.
48 car Jeff Wright, gonna sneak out there with the second position, but well done. And I tell you what, that's what it takes to maintain a points lead. So
it does.
Congrats to Jeff Wright.
It does indeed. And let me get here. So we're in the old victory circle here, Kansas Speedway. Adam Cabot, you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, they'll call you the Magic Man for no reason. Start 21st, or 24th. Come home, you get first, lead 10 laps, and get that first regular season win of the season. How does it feel now that you got that lead? And I don't know if you're going to have the points lead because Jeff had a rally, but you're for sure going to be at least tied.
What are you talking about? I already had the points lead.
I hate to tell you, you did not.
How did I not have the points lead?
Jeff Wright has the points lead by 4 points.
Let's bring it up here.
Let's
put
bring
it on
it
the
up.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a 4-point advantage.
I am so. Oh wait, was the drop factored in? Maybe
yes, sir.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm winning the real championship as far as I'm in my mind. But yeah, obviously stole one tonight, which is interesting because I feel like that's kind of just how my wins are in this league. The races where I feel like I should win, I don't, and then I'll end up just kind of stealing one like I did tonight. So Ben pretty much. Well, I guess I'll start with qualifying, which was, I think, my worst qualifying performance of my entire life, which isn't even hyperbole. Like that was awful. My first lap was supposed to be my throwaway lap, and then on the second lap, this car was so incredibly tight, I hit the wall, so it didn't count. So then my throwaway lap ended up counting. So we started basically last, and first run I was not downshifting at all. First of all, I gotta say, like, I don't know if they changed this car since the last time I ran it in BTDY, or if I was just used to the Alec Martinez setup shop, but like these things are just dump trucks this season. Like these things are not turning at all. We're hitting our fast laps like 6-7 laps into the run. Like it's horrible on cold tires. So I don't know if that's, again, just the car or the setups or what, but noticed it at Chicago and then figured it was just because that setup was all messed up. But then same thing tonight, so that's kind of weird. But also shifting, like we never ever shifted on the 1.5 miles before, but so the first run I wasn't shifting at all, and then I see Ben just wrapping the bottom, tire saving, and downshifting to 4th and blow by everyone. I'm like, okay, I guess that's the new meta. So I just resorted to that for the rest of the race, and I felt like at that point I was maybe matching Ben's lap times at some points, maybe a little bit quicker, but like the last run I tried short pitting him, just kind of throw a Hail Mary, and so he was pulling away from me from a little bit, but I think that might have mostly been the tires. But nonetheless, tonight was his night, and I guess some BS caution at the end ended up taking it away. But hey, that's racing, and I've certainly lost quite a few being in Ben's position, so we'll gladly take it, and I guess try to get the points lead again.
Well, I don't know. You might have it here. Oh, Jeff came out of nowhere and got second, but
You did. He scared me there on the last. I was celebrating taking the white, and then halfway on the backstretch in the last lap, I'm like, oh crap, he actually has a pretty big run. I'm like, I better not sleep in here.
he was digging there at the end. But now I want to shift your focus to next week. I know we're not racing exactly next week because next week's Halloween, but the week after, we go to Indianapolis. So how do you feel about going out to the Brickyard? I know we've never seen the next gen cars on Indianapolis on the oval. So how do you feel about maybe possibly going back to back there?
Oh God, is my reaction to the next gen on the Indy. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I've never driven this car on the Indy Oval, so maybe
Well, I
it'll
heard
be
they had to
interesting.
make a setup for it. So
Well, that's promising. Are you involved in making the setup?
I'm not going to say that I am, but I've heard that I am. So
Well, let's just say I think that you should be. I think that would
okay.
I think that would help things out a little bit. Maybe get that thing to turn. But I don't know. I mean, in real life, I feel like the next gen at Indy is probably be pretty bad. But we've seen this car be good at tracks that shouldn't be in the sim. So who knows? But I'm guessing it'll be a lot. You know what? I'm not even gonna guess. I have no idea. I've never seen this car on that track. So we'll go in with an open mind, and we'll see what Indianapolis brings.
For sure, Adam. Well, again, congratulations on the win. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to here for the win?
I'm gonna give a shout out to everyone who makes this
Just
happen.
everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I get to just show up here and race, which I would think is the easy job. But you guys put a lot of work into the broadcasts, and Nick and everyone at the league putting everything together, and all the drivers who show up every week to make this all happen. It's certainly a lot of fun each Tuesday night.
Indeed it is. Well, Adam, we appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time at Indianapolis.
All right, sounds good. See you.
Have a good one.
You too.
And there's Adam Cabot, your winner for tonight's Sailor Tarot Magic 180. Man, oh man, was it a race. Let's get a race recap here and our results here for tonight's event here. 2 cautions for 17 lead changes. How about that? 17 different, or I should say, 14 different drivers got a lap led tonight. Adam Cabot starts 24th and brings in home a winner. Jeff Wright comes home second. Angelo Ronis, his his best finish of the season, comes home third. Ben Baffert, the dominant car of the day. If it wasn't for the late race caution, he would have been the winner we've been talking to, but unfortunately, it didn't go that way. So Baffert comes home fourth, and Eric Hutton, Mr. Consistency, comes home in fifth. The Italian Stallion, H.A. Stravado, what a recovery from him. Got involved in a little scuffle with Keith Mayato, still brought it back, that caution helping him, of course, but still going to bring it home sixth. Bradley Wilson looked like he was going to have a car that could have competed for the win, fell off a little bit, but still brings it home seventh. Jeremiah Vincent comes home eighth, great run for him in that 3 car. And then James Loveland, his second week back, 2 top 10s in a row, so good to see Loveland having some good run. Then how about Noah McCoskey coming home in 10th and bringing home another top 10?
11th spot goes to Nick Starling, and Nick Starling earning his positions up through the field. He got up there into the top 10 at one point, leading some laps as well. 12th spot will be Alan Dice with Chris Simard in 13th. Bailey Turner, one of the cautions of the night, I think brought the caution out with 3 to go on that 3 white checkers, so unfortunately back to 14th. Cody Atkins 15th here tonight. Max Koss with some heavy damage salvages the 16th position. Brett Baldick in 17th. 18th, Dennis Steele and Joshua Banks. Josiah Vincent bringing out the caution with 10 to go. And 20th.
And 21st was the number 32, Ray Massey, who had such a great night going, possibly a top 5 car. Actually, I should say possibly, for sure a top 5 car. got in some contact with Bailey Turner there and ended his night with a broken suspension and toe link, so he'll come home in 21st. 22nd was Brody Hayes, who was involved in that late race caution with Bradley Wilson. Yusuf Ghali comes home 23rd. Caleb Weekly, 24th. Ryan Shelton, the rookie, struggling here with the 25th place finish. Keith Mayato in 26th. Dennis Fairclough, 27th. Robert Gilmore, 28th. And Dallas Sullivan rounds out the field in 29th. But man, oh man, what a race here for the Kansas Speedway. Unfortunately, next week we're off, so everybody enjoy your Halloween, your spooky season, if you so will, your Halloween day next week with all of your loved ones. And yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks' time for racing in the next gens at the Brickyard, the famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway, for the Keo Brickyard 200. And man, oh man, what a race. So appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate everybody subscribing. Appreciate everybody tuning in, week out. It's only the beginning here for VSPEED. And man, oh man, great weeks. Great racing all around. Every night pretty much. Got great new guys coming on board here at VSPEED. And it's just been awesome with Eddie Smith, Justin Prince coming on, a few other guys coming on as well. Going to help us out tremendously covering other series as well. Adam Baker, congratulations to Adam Baker as well. Just getting married this past weekend, so our congratulations to Mr. Baker and everything that he's done for us as well.
Well, final thoughts on this race. It was a fun one. Didn't expect it to come down the way it did, but with 10 laps to go, we get a caution that brings Adam Cabot up towards the front. And unfortunately for Ben Baffert, falls back to 4th. Angelo Horonis with his first podium finish, and Jeff Wright able to salvage the day with a track he struggled at. But for everybody at VSPEED and BTDY, Adam Baker, Alec Martinez, Connor Horn, Eddie Smith, and everyone in between, we thank you for watching tonight's broadcast. Take care, everybody, and have a great rest of your week.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the nurturing reader at New Jersey street fairs, you can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.